Right, Shalom. First, I'd like to give all praises unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, and double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and honors to you brothers out there in the highways and the byways teaching this word in all sincerity and in truth. And I just want to update on this scandal with the English football, man. These pedophiles. I got an article here. It says football abuse scandal grows with 55 clubs now involved. So the amount of clubs which are being investigated now for this pedophilism is increasing. It says more than 50 football clubs have now been named in allegations passed to police investigating child sex abuse as the scandal continues to engulf the sport. And this is a beautiful thing because England is football and football is England. It's by far the most popular sport in England, and they pride themselves on football. They're a footballing nation, but in the midst of all that footballing and the World Cup and all that, they were touching up all these boys, man. And a lot of these boys grew up and are footballers, and they had to live with this. Alright, I got another article here. It said pedophiles are freely working in football, says lawyer for alleged abuse. It's lucky, yeah. Pedophiles are freely working in football, says lawyer for alleged abuse victims. Transparency in football is being impeded by clubs paying players off and securing confidentiality agreements. And it's not just football. See, the thing is, we're in the time of revelation. Okay. The apocalypse. We're in the times of the apocalypse. And like I always say, why is it that whenever the apocalypse is spoken of, it's spoken of as being a bad thing? The word apocalypse simply means to reveal. It has nothing to do, ultimately, the word itself has nothing to do with death or destruction. Okay, it simply means to reveal. We're in the time of the apocalypse. We're in a time when the truth is being revealed. And who fears the truth more than the devil? And the fact of the matter is, beginning with the prophets that are out there on the highways and the byways, the apostles and elders on down, and even among their own people, the so-called white man is being exposed for what he really is. You see, that they have been in authority, and when you got a bunch of pedophiles and murderers and thieves in authority, they are not held accountable, and they have the power to cover up their deeds, or to, even when their deeds are exposed, because they control the media, they can control the level of exposure. Like, for instance, the information about Jimmy Savile was out way before. This is the stupid thing. Me and the brother Ricard Makapash did a video on Jimmy Savile 3 years before the information was in the mainstream. So you're telling me we could find out that information, but all these government agencies that are actually paid to investigate these things couldn't find it? Because these people who run these different government agencies and so forth, they're all in on it. They're a bunch of pedophiles, man. And the average person, especially you Israelites, you find it hard to believe because you don't believe that evil is that prevalent in this world. But the so-called white man is the devil. And more for the Spirit of the Lord, he's being revealed for the devil that he is. Because we're in the time when the truth of who he really is being revealed. The truth about his food industry, the truth about his health industry, the truth in everything he does is a lie. It's backwards. He's got a tongue that the people can't understand. When he says he wants to do one thing, he's actually doing the opposite. When he says he wants to fight against poverty, he's the one that's actually actively impoverishing people. When he's saying he's against pedophiles and he's going to set up a bureau to investigate these pedophiles, it's actual pedophiles he has investigating it. Alright? And it's a beautiful thing that they're being exposed, man. Now, the ones of you who want to remain ignorant to the fact, you're just going to have to be destroyed. You're going to have to learn the hard way. This is Mark 4:22. For there is nothing hid which shall not be manifested, neither was anything kept secret, but that it should come abroad. Alright? The evil works of the so-called white man which he commits in the darkness are going to come to light, man. You got many scandals in the UK, the Holly Gregg scandal, many scandals, and not all of them have reached to the mainstream. Why is that? Why is that? Why are these things not deemed of importance? Even to this day, the whole thing into Jimmy Savile hasn't really come out yet. The thing with Sandusky in America, they threw Sandusky under the bus, but the information came out that Sandusky was pretty much a pimp, and he was pimping out those young boys to donors to the university. Now, why isn't that come out on the mainstream? Because Esau's still trying to be the devil and hide. But all you got to do is do your research and dig, and all the information will be there. But people are too busy concerned with trivial things than something as important as the welfare of their children. And that's why children are going to continue to be touched. The whole foster caring system is rife with pedophiles, man. You telling me if football is rife with pedophiles, so how much? Come on, man. Pedophiles are like predators. They go where the children are. Okay, lions go where the children are, man. They go where the prey is. They go where the lambs are. They follow the prey. It says 2 Thessalonians 2:3, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, which that already happened. The people of the Lord who received the gospel at one time fell away from the gospel, beginning with the Dark Ages, but now we have received the gospel again through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, because the understanding of these scriptures didn't come from the so-called white man. It came through the Spirit. The Lord put the Spirit on certain great men to begin to unlock the secrets of the gospel once again, beginning with Abba Bivens, High Priest Abba Bivens, High Priest Ariel, and those men on down to the apostles and elders who have received the full revelation of the gospel. All right. It says, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. The son of perdition is that vessel of wrath fitted for destruction. In this particular scripture, it's speaking about Esau, because Esau is a vessel of wrath fitted for destruction, and he's being revealed. The apocalypse, he's being revealed. When you see football in England being stung like this, you already know we're at the end. Because like I said, England is football, man. And this is what's been going on all these years. All these years, this is what's been going on in the underbelly. Alright? Alright, but the so-called white man wants to parade around the world, and he's quick to bring judgment on other nations. Oh, them Arabs are pedophile, them Arabs are the... What about what you're doing, devil? You doing the work. Who the fuck do you think is running these different trades, illicit trades throughout the world? Who do you think is buying up? Who has the disposable income to be buying up sex slaves and all that? Ain't no Negroes. The so-called white man is at the head and involved in every wicked deed on the face of this planet Earth, man. Point blank, period, man. And all that information is going to come out. Just like he runs the drug trade, but he will put on his TV paint it as if, oh, it's the Negro that's the issue. When the fact of the matter is, the so-called white man has ran the drugs trade ever since the Chinese Opium Wars, ever since the British East India Company and the opium. Okay, this is Malachi 1:4. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever. See, we're starting to break down these scriptures and understand not only who the nation of Edom is, but what the scriptures have to say about them. And we're finding out that Edom is you so-called white people, to the most part. You fit the Edomites, and the Lord hates you, and we can see why the Lord hates you. Because you've set up a system rife with wickedness while you pretend to do good. That makes you the devil, a hypocrite. Alright? Alright, so that's it on that. This man, hey, and I hope more comes out. But they're gonna try and get this out of the news as quickly as possible, man. And like I said, they're gonna set up their own people. That's what I'm saying. The devil is in authority. So the devil, a murderer, they're going to set up a murderer, pedophile, a thief to investigate this. to slide it off. That's why justice ain't gonna come from the so-called white man. Justice is gonna have to come from a higher power, because right now the devil is the authority over the earth right now. So the devil ain't gonna punish himself. The devil isn't gonna hold himself accountable. So that's why a higher judge has to come and judge this situation. And guess what? That higher power is gonna give us the power, literal power, to judge the so-called white man. Okay. So with that, I'm gonna say shalom.